Welcome to Rust. Today we're going to be looking at some forgotten bases on the Intoxicated build server. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with Databoy 69 space, we're greeted with a very confusing layout. Now, there are many reasons as to why I believe this is the case. For one, the base is really fucking huge, as you can see right now. Now, don't let this pretty big factor take away from the overall enjoyment of the base. It is very large and spacious, and it lets you put more stuff in it. So, overall, thumbs up from Yayo. Although, this base has really got me rethinking that decision now. After going through a ladder hatch and two precariously placed armored doors, I find myself where I believe to be the core. It's a weird sensation seeing an empty core like this. Usually you'd see a lot more life, a lot more bustle, the boxes, the garage doors and everything, but no, this is just completely empty. If we take a look outside the base, we'll be able to see that it isn't just the first two floors in its core. So let's try to look for the top. After some painful digging, obviously research, I finally found a way up to the second floor and then the third floor. However, this floor is different due to the oddly constructed shootouts. As you can see right here, what is the purpose of this? However, its brethren provides usefulness in the fact that it's used as a jump up to the next floor. However, unlike the last floor, this floor is only used as a step up to jump to the roof. And, let me say, this roof is nothing special. I was expecting more out of it, like the shootouts and everything, but it's not accessible, so that was very odd. Overall, this base wasn't too bad. However, it wasn't too good. First of all, it stands unsymmetrical. Secondly, its insides are chaotically spread. And finally, it's missing access to crucial areas of the base. I rate it 6 out of 10. We continue on, this time at Luca's base, which was created more recently. As you can see, Luca's base was created more aesthetically, although this doesn't have any impact on combat.
Wow!
It's also nice to note that the whole exterior of this base is basically just a big China wall. So, that's your daily fun fact. After doing a complete 360, I finally reached the doors that lead to the interior of the base. It seems that the bottom tier is reserved as a loot room. It's also nice to note that the jump up is very easy to find. The next floor up is filled with beds and what seems to be lockers. And again, I have to commend this base for its easily locatable jump ups. The third floor up is used as another loot room. It houses enough space for 32 boxes. Now, onto the roof. It's designed pretty well in terms of aesthetics. However, it's lacking thoroughly in the defense department, as anyone can basically shoot you in your head. Your only defense is the ramps on the top of the roof, which isn't much. Now, this base tickled an architectural side of me that I never knew I had, although it's not very practical in terms of standard Rust gameplay. The base also is very straightforward, which is a good thing, but in moderation. For example, it takes 2 to 3 doors to get to the core, which for a base of this size is unacceptable. For those reasons, I'd rate it a 4. Plus 1 for style points. Next up we have Xequoi's base. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm just gonna butcher his name. Anyways, his base kind of resembles like a Minecraft figure, like maybe a creeper. I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen. Anyway, it was very easy to get inside the base. There was no really doors placed down yet, so maybe the guy just quit midway through. There were garage doors placed and some boxes, but it was very random and honestly confusing. What's more confusing yet is that his core is just 2-3 doors into the base, which I don't know. Personally, me, it doesn't make sense. Taking a look at the second floor, however, it is more of the same as the first floor. The third floor does get a little bit more interesting with incorporating multiple jump ups. So there's one in the middle, one on each side, and maybe a couple shootouts too. So I do like that part. You can shoot out the eyes of the little Minecraft creeper. Going a floor higher, you can see a nice open area where you can also jump up and get to the next floor. Where the next floor is also similar to the floor below it, except it includes these nice shoot downs. Reaching the roof, we have a lot of open areas and a lot of angles to shoot down out of from. So it's very good for helicopters, for batteries, for everything. There's a lot of open space and creativity aboard. It also has these nice roof camping angles, which isn't nice because I keep dying to these, so oh well, that's that. Now, a word from our sponsors. And you might be wondering, what sponsors, Yayo? You're a small channel. And you'd be right. I'm sponsoring myself. Hey guys, please subscribe. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell too. Maybe watch some of my old videos while you're at it. I'm playing. Thank you guys. I appreciate your support. Now that we're back on topic, I'd like to say that this base is the best base that we've seen this entire wipe. It has all the aspects of a good Rust base that you'd expect. First of all, it's very spacious, allowing a lot of boxes and a lot of loot to be placed. Second of all, it's very defendable with a lot of open positions to be able to shoot out from or above at other people. And finally, I'd like to add the fact that it's very aesthetic. Well, in the ways that it resembles a Minecraft creeper. Overall, I would rate this base an 8 out of 10. It's pretty set, but there's room for improvement. The next base we're going to be reviewing is Killer's base. He's currently online right now, which makes this kind of awkward. And I can already hear people ask, "But Yayo, this is not a forgotten base, he's still there." He's not awake. Anyways, the reason this is so awkward is because it won't let me inside of his base. I have a way of circumventing that though. You'll see right now. Boom! By using spectator mode, we've gotten in. So, plan still works. I made it a little brighter for you guys to be able to see. Anyway, the base is pretty bog standard. It's very small, a lot of jump ups, a lot of external doors which lead to nothing, which maybe is the result of an unfinished build per se, but still. You can see the TC down here and ample storage space to put anything you want. If I'm being honest, there isn't much to say about this base. It's pretty cut and dry. For starters, it's an unfinished base. Sorry about that. That was all that there was to say about the base. If I had to give it a good rating though, it'd be a solid 2 out of 10. And finally, we have LongDongSilver's base. This base reminds me of Alcatraz in some sort of odd way. Perhaps it's the shotgun traps at the top of the entrances. Maybe the barbed wire on top of the walls. Either way, they provide a nice reference. Scanning the perimeter, we'll see that it's littered with large furnaces. There's also these little hut things, which are used mostly for storage. Moving on, however, we can see this large secondary building off to the side. Now, I decided to investigate it. Woo! Now, let me not bore you with how much of a big nothing burger this is. It's just basically a maybe hemp farm, tea farm. However, moving forward, we shouldn't see any more monkey business going on. Oh wait, never mind. Talk too soon. This base includes a very odd jump up, which leads to nowhere, unsurprisingly. The next obvious jump up leads down 2 paths. I choose the latter. Not the ladder, I mean the ladder. The base is riddled with traps and tech. It's not until I found the core hidden deep underneath that I realized who LongDongSilver really was. He's a psychopath. Anyway, the TC is cleverly hidden behind the tier 3 workbench. Coming back to the fork in the road, I take the other path, where I find a minicopter storage bay. It's pretty cool until you realize you have to push it back out and in every single time you use the minicopter. Reaching around the back of the roof, I access a hidden garage door which leads me to the next floor of this base. It seems like it could be some sort of hidden battery enclosure, due to the turrets being 2 doors away. The precipice of this base is completely inaccessible due to the lack of stairs or hatches. Overall, this base was pretty large, albeit sometimes confusing, yet still was a very enjoyable experience. Some factors that contribute to this are the fully furnished interior and exterior. I really enjoyed the traps and all the boxes set up. Another would be the outer perimeter of the base, meaning the walls. Overall, I would rate this base a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching my video. If you made it this far, say the phrase "diamond in the rough" in the comments and I'll pin it. Thank you. Goodbye.